Hey guys, it's ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign for the month of November. Now, these messages may not resonate with every Pisces out there, so please just take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. All right. Also, stay tuned for your bonus info that's going to come up after this. You know, Pisces, it just feels like you're not getting the full story. Okay, there's gossip, mixed messages, and just people twisting things around. Right? You don't know what to believe anymore because everything feels off or like only half true. You know, it's like everyone's got their own version of the story and none of it lines up. Right? Just keep your eyes open and don't jump to conclusions. Okay, this month is about seeing past the BS and just figuring out what's real so you don't waste your energy on rumors or like fake drama. You know, you've been spending way too much time alone lately. Okay, and it's starting to feel more lonely than peaceful. Yeah, at first pulling back felt like the right move, but now it's like you're just hiding out from everything and everyone. You know, alone time is fine, but it's more like isolation at this point. Okay, it's time to just find that middle ground again. You don't have to be around everyone, okay, but you can't stay locked away forever either. You know, it looks like you're dealing with someone who's being cold or just straight up manipulative. You know, they twist words, they try to act like they're right about everything, and they use logic to control the situation. Okay, the energy just feels off. Okay, like you can't even have a normal conversation without it turning into some kind of mind game. You know, it's exhausting and it's hard to get a straight answer out of them. You know, you're realizing that you can't reason with someone who only listens to themselves. Okay, and that's what's standing in your way right now. You know, deep down, you just want things to feel steady again, okay? You want to feel comfortable where you are and connected to the people around you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your relationships, you're craving that feeling of everything finally falling into place, okay? You've been through enough lately, and you're tired of all the ups and downs. Okay? You just want things to finally just level out. You know, in the past, you had a lot of choices in front of you. Okay, but it was confusing. You didn't know what direction to go in because everything looked good at first, but not everything was real. Okay, you ended up learning the hard way that not everything or everyone was what they seemed. Okay, that experience still stays in the back of your mind, okay? And now you're a lot more careful about what you say yes to. You know, right now it just feels like nothing's really moving. Okay, you might be trying, but the progress is slow, okay? And it's starting to affect with your motivation. It's like the more you try to stay consistent, the harder it feels to actually keep going, right? Listen, you're not lazy, okay? You're just tired of putting in effort and not seeing results. It's frustrating because you know you're capable of more, but the drive to keep going, it just isn't there right now. You know, in the near future, things might start to feel a little off between you and the people closest to you. Okay, it's like the connection's there, but it doesn't feel the same anymore. Right? Something's missing. You might notice maybe tension or distance where things used to feel natural, and it's starting to bother you more than you even want to admit. You know, on the outside, everything might look fine, but deep down, you know it's not. Okay, you can't keep brushing it off or pretending everything's okay. This is your sign to deal with what's really going on before things get any worse. You know when things aren't moving the way they should, okay? And you're not trying to act like they are, right? You're realizing that you can't force something that's just not ready, okay? And that says a lot, okay? Instead of wasting energy trying to control what's not working, you're learning to pause, take a step back, and just figure out your next move before you keep going. You're giving yourself a minute to breathe and look at things clearly because rushing it would only just make it messier. You know, that's what keeps you from running yourself into circles. You know, people around you, they're working their ass off right now. Okay, they're focused, they're staying on top of things, and they're actually getting shit done. That type of energy is contagious, and it kind of motivates you to like want to step up your game. Okay, it's only reminding you of what happens when you stay consistent, right? Keep that same drive because once you do, things are going to start paying off for you too. You know, Pisces, you're really hoping that this pain or unhappiness that you've been holding on to will just finally start getting better. Okay, you just want to move on and feel like yourself again. But you're scared that these old wounds are never going to go away. You know, you're trying to let go and heal. Okay, but part of you still wonders if it's ever really going to happen. Listen, you need to remember that healing doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. Okay, you're not giving yourself enough credit for how far you've actually come. You know, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, you are slowly getting there. Listen, by the end of November, things finally start feeling balanced again. Right? Your money, your routine, and your focus, it all starts coming back together. Okay, you're more grounded. You're going to be more sure of yourself, and you're starting to actually see the results of all the effort that you've been putting in. It's like everything that you've been working toward is finally starting to kick into place. All right, you're going to handle things with confidence, okay? And you're going to make it very clear that you've got your shit together again too. All right. Hey Pisces, it's ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome back to part 2 of your reading. This is going to be your bonus info for the month of November. Okay, so let's start off with some timing windows. As always, I'm going to start with the beginning of the month and work my way towards the end. Okay, so let's see here. So we have here from November 1st to the 3rd. Okay, that's when like gossip, lies, or miscommunication kind of causes confusion. Okay, now we have the 8th to the 10th. Okay, that's when there's like slow progress, feeling stuck comes into play, okay? The 14th to the 16th. Okay, that's when family or relationship tension kind of shows up. The 22nd to the 25th. Okay, that's when stability and money start to improve. Okay, now zodiac signs that came through strong in this reading. It could be someone you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be. Guys, don't get too fixated on the signs. You could be dealing with any sign. Okay, but the ones I see here are Virgo. I see Gemini, Cancer, Sagittarius, Taurus. Okay, now I'm going to jump into some symbols. Okay, symbols that you might be seeing but possibly ignoring. Let's see here. Picking up on 222. Okay, that has to do with like relationship lessons being tested. 999. Okay, that talks about like endings that make room for something better. I'm also seeing the color green. Okay, that has to do with like money and stability showing up. I'm also getting like this vision of a house. Okay, so that has to do with like your home and family just being highlighted. Okay, some of you are having dreams of arguments. Okay, that's just a sign of like relationship or family tension. And some of you are seeing like repeating numbers on like receipts or clocks. Okay, that's just guidance that you're on the right track. Okay, now I'm going to pick up some initials here. I'm gonna use my pendulum. Okay, it could be your name, their name, first name, last name. Place it how you see fit. We have here C, D, F, H, J, L, N, R, and T. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. If you're enjoying the bonus info, you want me to continue this way, just hit the like button or leave me a quick comment to let me know. Thanks for watching, and until next time, sending you love and light.